Well, I think it's underestimating the time it takes to do it and the cost. So it's critical to make sure that you review the methodology that you're going to do, what it's going to cost you to do it, and then the ramp up. Although we have almost over 500 kilometers of underground development available to us, so we actually have access to the faces. But there are other development we need to do. It is to make sure that we cost that correctly, that we have the right method statements in place to do it, and it's about having the right people. At the end of the day, any project, it's about people. It's having the right skills in place, making sure that you get them earlier rather than later, so that they become part of the project and be able to deliver. And yes, there is a team currently on site, but that obviously we're now sitting at about 80 people. That needs to grow to over 300. So a lot more skills that needs to come in. Getting the right people in place, that will get us there. So that's really the key things that will make or break a project. Look, I mean, we've got a finance team in place. We've got from a market perspective, Chief Development Officer in place. We have the COO in place, and he's got a team that reports to him. So we've got mining engineers, project managers with different variable skills. We've got a mine manager in there that's sort of done some of his experience in Ireland. So there are already skills in place, but it needs to be now built on that. We obviously, at the moment, we've employed about 36 miners, busy doing the shaft refurbishment. We literally had to train those people up. They had comparable skills, but they had to be trained specifically for this. And then we have quite a big team from a geology point of view, exploration, so very experienced people. They've done quite a bit of work already, and the results is actually what you see in the PEA. And then that's supported by people running currently the water treatment plant, the tech, engineering skills to maintain that, people that are there to help us looking after our electrical infrastructure, our mechanical infrastructure. We've got a small team from an ESG point of view, really focusing on environmental, the social side, the governance side. And, we also make use of consultants, to assist us, on where we're at the moment. So it's really how can I put it, a skills base that we have, and people that are really passionate about the project, and that's really exciting. Many of them are young, but they're excited about the project. They come with skills base that, experience that they've gained elsewhere in the world, many of them from Cornwall. So many of them has, spent some time across the waters and gained experience elsewhere, and they're bringing that back into this project. Yeah, I think Cornwall, mining is not new to Cornwall, as you know. Just up the road, there's a China clay company that recently reduced their workforce. So there's actually people available that's got some mining experience, that's not underground, it's surface, but they had some exposure to at least the culture of mining from a health and safety point of view and from a processing facility. So I think there's definitely skills available in the area, which is complementary to what we're doing. We now need to make sure that we can train them specifically for what we want them to do. We need operators. And I mean, if you think about a farm, a farm's got mining equipment, and very sophisticated equipment nowadays. So I mean, you take someone from a farm that's got the ability to run a very sophisticated, GPS tractor and you put him on a mining piece of equipment, it's not hard to see how they can actually adopt to that. And sure, it's a different environment, you're not on surface, which I think sometimes is a benefit. You're not exposed to rain or to weather changes or whatever. It's always a constant temperature underground. It's beautiful. So I think if you really just get your mind around it, it's actually a very nice working environment, you know, so from that perspective. So we reckon that most of the 300 people will come from the area and from the UK. Yes, we may need people, you know, at a more senior level that will have to be drawn from other places, you know, the bigger UK or even beyond. But I think that's going to be, you know, percentage-wise very small. So Vision Blue is a fund that focus on critical minerals, and they funded the company, became 25% odd percentage of ownership in the company, really becoming the anchor, the shareholder in 2022. That was a fundraise at the time around £40 million, which they really were there to support. And because they've got technical skills in place, they have their own team of technical people, you know, geologists, mining engineers and so on. And they really thoroughly looked at this opportunity and realized, listen, there's a lot more value from what other people see. And I think that's why they backed this thing. And they continue to do that. And I mean, we've just seen that they put in £7 million in to see us over, you know, just from a fund perspective up until the end of March next year. So I think their support is critical to the success of this project. And with them, and we have others, you know, that are really there and have supported us, you know, other key investors that were saying, listen, you know, if we go into the next phase, they would be there to support us going forward, and they see the value of this project. I mean, the way it's currently structured is we spend some time with them on a monthly basis, sometimes more than once a month, keeping the team up to date on where we're at. Not only are they there to ask questions and sort of challenge us in things, but also there to assist. And they're very willing to, if there's anything that they could do to help the company to actually improve, they're willing to do it, you know. So I wouldn't say they're part of our workforce, but I think we can lean on them and really adding value to what we're doing. So it's not just there to look at it on a monthly basis, what the finances look like. So it's more also about the technical side. We can't control the tin price, but what we can control is the cost. So we can control productivity, we can control the cost and safety. So those are the three things that we can, I'm talking about from an underground perspective. Sure, we need to do everything in a responsible way. We need to be responsible from an environmental perspective. But if we can keep, and I mean the current base piece of work that was done for the PEA, and this was from first principles, say that we should be able to operate this mine on the first quartile of the cost curve, which means at the lower end of the cost curve, which gives us that margin. You know, at the moment that margin is quite huge. We reckon we can, you know, produce tin at around $12,000 to $13,000 per ton, with the tin price currently, you know, hovering around the $28,000, $29,000. So there's quite a bit of a margin. So we could take a knock. I mean, the tin price could come down. We don't know. But the point is, we have a margin. And if we can keep the operations productive and cost effective and low end of the cost curve, we'll be the last to go out. If that ever happens. But I think the point is that tin is such a crucial part of the future. I suspect that the tin price fundamentals are there to keep it up there.